No culture on earth was made like this. No people stripped so completely, and still rose to shape the sound, style, and protest of the modern world. They are seen as just another part of the African diaspora. But Black Americans are not like the rest. Their culture wasn't passed down. It was ripped away, and then rebuilt, under surveillance, in resistance, and without memory. Across the African diaspora, many communities held on to language, food, names, religion.
On a quiet chain of islands off the South Carolina and Georgia coast is an almost forgotten community called the Gullah or Geechee people. More than anywhere else in America, they've held on to traditions their ancestors brought from Africa. They've stayed on the isolated former plantation land where those ancestors were once enslaved and developed a culture and language known as Gullah.
But in the United States mainland, slavery was different. This wasn't just labor. This was erasure. A system designed not to oppress culture, but to delete it entirely.
Let us know who we are. Let us know what the names and the language of our forefathers was. Let us know something about the culture of our own kind.
In the Caribbean and Latin America, most enslaved people were imported continuously. Unlike the Caribbean or Latin America, where culture lingered through new arrivals, American slavery was closed off. American slavery focused on extraction, reproduction, and control. Africans weren't just labor. They were inventory. Names were replaced. Drums were banned. Language was forbidden. Family ties severed. Even memory became contraband.
The true extent of the horrors of the Middle Passage came to light in a 1783 court trial over the slave ship Zong. The Zong left present-day Ghana in August of 1781 with 442 enslaved on board. After a 2-month journey riddled with navigation errors, 62 enslaved people and 7 crew members had perished without reaching their destination. Disease was spreading throughout the ship, and fresh water was running dangerously low. Captain Luke Collingwood was afraid of the financial cost of more deaths. Enslaved people that died of disease were not covered by the ship's insurance, but the enslaved who drowned were. Collingwood ordered approximately 130 enslaved people thrown overboard. He claimed it was necessary to do so to halt the spread of disease. At the trial between the Zong's owners and their insurance company, the owners argued that because it was legal to kill sick animals for the health of a ship, it was legal to treat enslaved people the same. The court agreed with the ship's owners, but the trial itself exposed the horrors aboard the Zong, and its story was republished by British abolitionists with the name of the ship redacted, meant to show that this tragedy could happen on any ship transporting enslaved people across the Middle Passage. 24 years after the Zong trial, the international slave trade was outlawed in both Great Britain and the United States. It would take England an additional 26 years and the U.S. another 58 years plus a civil war before the practice of slavery was officially abolished.
Black women were raped as policy. Their children were born into slavery, creating a self-replicating system. Light-skinned children became symbols of profit. Dark-skinned men became targets of brutality. Men were beaten in front of their wives, separated from their children, denied the ability to protect, made into shadows.
I'm going to read As an example, an historical example, this is American history, from a narrative produced many years ago by WPA. Some of you in the audience will know what that means. Anyone who doesn't, ask your nearest neighbor with hair as gray as mine. This excerpt is from a volume, Lay My Burden Down, which is the verbatim record of interviews with the last of the slaves. On the screen you will see the pictures in the volume of those who were interviewed. I will read only a small segment, just to give you a sense of the drama, the feeling and content which lies in this kind of historical material, which is the content we teach. This one is called, She Never Got to Keep Her Babies. My mother told me that Master owned a woman who was the mother of several children, and when her babies would get about a year or two of age, he'd sell them, and it would break her heart. She never got to keep them. When her fourth baby was born and was about 2 months old, she just studied all the time about how she would have to give it up, and one day she said, I just decided I'm not going to let old Master sell this baby. He just ain't going to do it. She got up and give it something out of a bottle, and pretty soon it was dead. Of course, didn't nobody telling her, or he'd have beat her nearly to death.
In an utter tangle of priorities, black women enslaved in America became a rare pillar receiving free health care, if not the very first. As termed by Ned and Constance Sublettet in their book The American Slave Coast, the enslaved woman's womb became capitalized. Fertility and its safeguarding became of the utmost importance to those in the slave trade. It's understood that home medical journals began to be circulated to aid slaves through difficult births when the matter would have been previously disregarded. Black female slaves were expected to produce 4 to 5 children. Let there be no mistake, the high mortality rate of slaves was a cornerstone of breeding's importance. Good breeding stock was commonly used to advertise a female slave for sale. Many women in these circumstances would have found themselves being continually bartered and incentivized by slave and plantation owners.
With no language, no lineage, and no land, black Americans had to build themselves from scratch. Their language was invented. Their music stitched from pain. Their food, their fashion, their names, all reconstructed. They didn't inherit culture. They forged it. From fragments. From survival.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. Over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my own grave. And go home to my Lord and be free. We are the first Black Greek sorority. 1908 Harlem University. Level 5 chapter of AKA. We have seen the light and it's the only way. Almost 100 years later, a bond so strong. Once you pledge AKA, you can never go wrong. To all you other Black Greek sororities, Alpha Kappa Alpha is the root. So when you walk around bragging on those colors you wear, don't forget your roots, cause AKA put you there.
All right. Breakfast till she cream in the left. All right.
My name is Jacob, I'm the ace on the line. The hoes love me cause I'm so very fine. You pull up on me, we ain't wasting no time. I'm from the silk, so you know I'm gon' grind. Shout out my family, this shit running my blood. Shout out to God for steady showing me love. We run the yard and you can't disagree. She with the mob, so you know how it be.
Hi, if you speak AAVE, please stitch or duet this video to get the word out. So I was watching an ASMR content creators live this morning, you know, chilling, taking in the tingle. And I put a comment in the live that said, not me finna fall asleep at my desk because I happened upon some early morning tingle. And somebody commented like, what's a finna? And somebody else was like, it's supposed to mean fixing to, but it's horrible language. And the first person was like, I know, I just wanted to get her to correct herself. Now, props to the moderators because they came in real quick with the blockity block action like, nope, not here. But I just wanted to put out a PSA, you know, for people who don't speak AAVE. First of all, it's not bad language. It's another language. Second of all, as an English major and a lover of etymology and semantics, if you were born in America, you're probably not speaking English properly anyway. Third of all, we still finna say finna. And what you finna do about it? Because speaking more than one language is a skill.
Black Americans turned oppression into expression. They created America's greatest cultural exports, and the world copied it.
It's your birthday, and you know we don't give a fuck 'cause that's your birthday. You'll find me in the...
From the Bronx to Berlin, the language, rhythm, and swagger of a people born in chains became a global phenomenon.
Drop, get that shit, drop, get that shit, drop, get that shit, hey, get that shit, hey, get that shit, hey, get that shit, get that shit, get that shit, get that shit. You guys act black for $500.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom of me.
Oh, have you noticed that whenever black Americans introduce something, they always act like you're supposed to know already? And you know what? I love it. When a black American wants to advertise something to you, they'll do it something like, man, you gotta know, man, it's going down tonight. You already know, man. You already know it's going down, man. I don't know. I'm asking you, man. Man, you better act like you know already, man. You better act like you know, man. Like, I love it when black Americans introduce themselves on TV. They always act like we're friends already, like I knew them from somewhere before. You already know what it is. It's your motherfucking boy. It's your boy. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody, man. You better ask your mama, ask your pops. You better ask the motherfucking body, man. It's your boy. It's me. What? Do you know what I love about them, yeah? Even if you don't know what's going on, they'll tell you, you better act like you know, man. You better act like, you better recognize. You better act like you realize. Act like you understand and know what the fuck going down right now, man. Like, to me, that is the waviest way to introduce yourself. By acting like they should know you already. I think that's so courageous. It's confident in itself. You know what I mean? Like,
notice black people have the genius to put the curse word after they say the race of the person. Where white dudes, we always put it in front. And if we would just make that little adjustment, we could save so many careers, so many jobs could be saved in the white community if we would just put it after. You never notice that in conversation? You hear a black guy being like, man, I was standing there, this Asian motherfucker came in, he starts talking about, you don't even hear it. You're just sitting there, oh, what did this Asian motherfucker do? I would love to hear the rest of this story, right? Dude, I would tell the exact same story, right? I'm standing there, right? This fucking Asian comes in, right? Everybody's all like, whoa, hey, easy, Jesus, dude. What year is it, you know? It's like, dude, I just said what he said. I just preempted the fuck. That's all I did. He suggested he's hooking up with people's mothers. I'm not even doing that. It's just a quick, I got it out of the way. I got it out of the way.
Some in the diaspora mock black Americans for having no African name, no mother tongue, no clear tribe.
Case in point, these, black British, brothers on a podcast is going to be speaking about black Americans. Now, I would say up front, this is not a representation of all black British. There's some certified, definitely straight-laced people in the black British community. So these guys do not represent the majority. They represent themselves. Let's go ahead and roll that.
They got white names, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be like something Thompson, you know what I mean? Yeah. You'll never see that in an African person. It'll be like Pascal, it'll be Hamada Gogo, it'll be, you know what I mean? Yeah, Kevin, da-da-da. Yeah. They're all, I remember, like, white people pretty much.
Something Williams.
Yeah, so... Nigga
said they're odd.
One thing that I do have that a lot of Black Americans don't have is a sense of knowing where you come from.
I'm African American. He is straight African. How do you see African Americans?
I see y'all as slaves.
And what makes us slaves?
Because you built a nation that controls you.
African Americans really do not embrace their culture, and it is very, very worrying. How can I ask you where you're from and you tell me the state? You don't even know what ethnicity you are. You don't even know what country you originally come from. That is mad to me.
I think Black British people should start shutting the fuck up when it comes to Black American people, because it's no tea, no shade. Literally everybody but y'all can see that y'all are just as westernized as us. Literally everybody but y'all can see that despite the fact that y'all love to dangle culture in Black American faces, outside of food and music, y'all really don't honor your ancestral cultures at all. No, but also let's talk about it. The people that reside in the mother countries in which these ancestral cultures come from don't even fuck with y'all because of how westernized y'all are. And I could forgive all of that if only y'all weren't sitting here trying to get into it with Black American people, all while representing a country that would literally have wiped that culture that you're talking about off the face of the fucking globe if it was still legal in 2024. Can y'all please shut the fuck up?
But the truth is more brutal. Their culture wasn't diluted, it was stolen. What exists now was built in a vacuum. Black Americans are not just African with amnesia. They are a new identity, born under surveillance, shaped by violence, and designed without consent. And yet, what they made has empowered the entire diaspora to speak louder, stand taller, and protest globally.
I go pierce my nose, send me weird then tattoo my body. After that, I go lock my hair. Take advice from nobody. Make friends with bad guys. Bye-bye to decency. I saw the fear means see ho. Also, keep your prophecy. Free neko, tutumba, menemwa neko. Binjini ochina, eneya midi misika, berin kuko.
From the plantation to the podium, from the ghetto to the global stage, Black Americans turned erasure into influence. They invented the soundtrack of rebellion, the language of resistance, the blueprint for cool, and the backbone of the civil rights model now echoed worldwide.
I need you to understand how painful this is. I need you to understand how painful it is to be reminded every day that your race means nothing. We have always been important. We have always meant something. We have always succeeded. Regardless. And now is the time. I ain't waiting. I ain't waiting. I have been born in this country. I'm 28 years old. Born and raised in London. And for time, every Black person understands and realizes the first time you were reminded that you were Black. We are a physical representation of our support for George Floyd. Representation on our support for Sandra Bland. We are a physical representation on our support for Trayvon Martin. We are a physical representation of our support for Stephen Lawrence. For Mark Duggan.
Black like the cracks in my soul. Dark like the acts you do which prevent me from being whole. Brown like dried blood on the crown I have to bear. Heavy is the head, burden for the skin I have to wear.
Black folks don't have birthdays. We have birthday weekends, birthday weeks, birthday months. A milestone year like 30 or 50 can result in a year-long jubilee of saying yes to all pleasures. As descendants of once enslaved, we have no record of when they were born and no means by which to celebrate. We are blessed their inheritance of extra days. They whisper, celebrate, child. Take all the time you need.
Black Americans are more than a people. They are a survival code, a living rebuke to the system that tried to erase them. They are the architects of a new blackness, one the world can't stop imitating.
They not like us.
No.
They not like us.
No.
They not like us.
Fine, I'ma get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule, this is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
They get on it like that.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like go. I'm calling Amber Lambs, tell them breathe. Let them boys to the cross, they walk around like thieves.
They not like us. They not like us.